No, I'm going to acknowledge the honourable member David Shearer.
Chair. I'd like to take a call on this because I think that the role of the honorary fellow is an extraordinarily important one. And what I did before coming to the House, Mr. Chair, was to actually run through some of the current honorary chairs and take a look at who they are and what they're doing. They are people who have had some sort of an association with New Zealand, and my colleague Jacinda Ardern talked about some of the more notable ones that we're very much aware of. But I wanted to touch on some of these people and what they're doing, because in fact the role of an honorary chair is is stated in the bill, and I just reflect on this. The Academic Council may from time to time, in accordance with Academy bylaws, admit as an honorary fellow any person who is not normally resident in New Zealand and has, in the opinion of the Council, rendered eminent service to science or technology. And what these people are, Mr. Chair, and I've just chosen a selection of these people here today, are people who have some connection to New Zealand, that perhaps have either born in New Zealand and have graduated or have gone offshore, or else they are people who have come to New Zealand and studied and gone away again, but they are now normally at other universities across the world. And what that does is something that's extraordinarily important. The area of science and the world of science is something that is globally connected in ways that we couldn't have imagined many years ago. But these fellows give us, in a sense, a connection to many of the universities across the world in order that and make the academic life, the intellectual life of the Royal Society that much richer. And we take, for example, and I'll just flick through, and these are very random people, but you can see what Martin Banwell, a graduate of Victoria University in Wellington, he's now at ANU, he's one of the most eminent organic chemists. Richard Bargett, a professor of ecology at Lancaster University. He was also linked to New Zealand. He actually was awarded a foundation research project in New Zealand. He supervised some doctoral theses, and he's the leading edge research on linkages between plant and soil communities and how soil organisms and nutrients in the soil go together. These are extraordinarily important for obvious reasons in New Zealand. In Lancaster University, as I say, but with strong connections through the Royal Society and through as their academic connections back into New Zealand. These are, as I say, gives us the geographic breadth that we need in New Zealand in order to enhance our science through these connections and these relationships across the world. Patrick Bateson, for example, who has been around for a long time, former provost of King's College, Cambridge. He is currently president of the Zoological Society of New Zealand, of London. He was elected FRS London in 1983. His main connection with New Zealand is through his active membership of the Scientific Board of the National Centre for Growth and Development, of a centre that we're particularly proud of and has been mentioned already in the debate today. So these are all eminent people, as I say, some of them New Zealanders, some of them associated with New Zealand, who are connected through the Royal Society to enable us to extend our breadth and give us those connections and linkages to science across the world. It is for that reason, sir, that it is for that, in a sense, that we again look at and it sort of heightens our awareness of the Royal Society and the sort of work that it does for New Zealand and the sort of work that we're particularly proud of that it's doing. And in many ways, although this debate could go on for the next 5 years, Mr. Chair, in the context of the time we have to debate this bill, I mean, what we are doing, and I think is extremely valuable, is actually emphasising and advertising the value that the Royal Society plays in New Zealand. And these people, just three or four of the people that I read out, and in no particular order. These are the sort of people that the Royal Society are a capture in their net that can enhance our role.
I call the honourable member Joe Goodhue.
I move that the question be now put.
No, I'm going to take the honourable member